everybody. It's time for our second best of 7 of the night. It's time for our second semifinals. It's going to be Life versus Dream. And we're going to go into an interview with these two players. Before we start, Sojung is here as always to translate.
And we're here for the last match of the day, for our second finalist. And our first player is going to be the king of the Zerg, the champion for Starcraft 2. It is KT Roaster Life.
안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 이승현 선수의 맞서는 선수입니다.
And here is the opponent for Life tonight. Is the unpredictable Terran.
생애 최초 4강 진출.
His first
전통의
semifinals.
SKT가 자랑하는
SK Telecom T1's
조중혁
Purple
선수를
Terran
소개합니다.
Dream.
안녕하세요. 경기 전에 두 선수와 가볍게 얘기 나눠볼게요. 먼저 이승현 선수 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
어디 계셨어요? 대기실에서 못 뵀는데.
Well, Hyunga says she wasn't able to see Life back at the waiting room.
그냥 주변 구경했어요.
And Life says he was just touring around the arena tonight.
자신감이 넘치세요.
You know, from his standing position, Life looks really confident tonight. Smiling as always, you know.
그냥 뭐.
He says.
네.
No comment, I think. I don't know. Maru and Life just does not do a really good interview. You know, Life has been good as always. He's always been good, and fans love him for that. And let's see how he practiced.
결승 가고 싶어서 정말
Life says he practiced a lot because he wanted to go to the finals.
네, 어떤 점을 중점으로 연습하셨나요?
딱히 말할 수는 없는 것 같아요.
He says he can't say, but he did practice a lot.
You know,
약점도 있고
the weak points of Dream.
제가 좀 무서운 빌드를
He says
준비해왔는데
he's prepared a scary build for tonight against Dream.
조심하셔야 할 것 같아요.
And he says Dream should watch out. He's just trash talking right next to Dream right now.
이적하셨잖아요.
네.
You know, from last round to this round, KT Roaster, Life moved to KT Roaster, and I think KT Roaster is, you know, expecting Life to make really good results. He says it is a little bit of pressure, but he's gonna, you know, practice a lot, and he wants to show it. You know, Dream it's his first semifinals, but you know, Life has been champions numerous times. Let's see if he has any advice for Dream tonight.
편한 대로 하면
He says just do it your way, and Life will be able to win.
네, 좋습니다. 오늘 어떤 각오로 경기에 임하시겠습니까?
일단 꼭 이기고 싶어서.
Life says he just really wants to win.
저도 꼭 이기고 싶어서 열심히
I know Dream wants to also, but I prepared a lot.
부담 없이 그래도 할 생각이에요.
So there's no pressure for me, but I'm just gonna do my thing.
네.
네, 안녕하세요, 조중혁 선수.
네, 안녕하세요.
So now we're gonna be talking to Dream. You know, Dream was just silently listening to Life trash talk. Let's see if he's also confident. You know, Dream is known for his trash talks during interviews.
네, 그런 것 같아요.
He says he is confident. You know, both of them just doesn't look nervous at all. They just look really calm. Dream says, I thought I was gonna be really nervous, but you know, I'm not at all. It's because it's Life I'm going against.
아까 조성주 선수와 또 누구였죠? 기억이 안 나요. 김대엽 선수. 네. 김대엽 선수.
You know, Maru just went against that.
김대엽 선수의 경기 보셨나요?
And Hyungyung is asking if Dream watched the previous match, and Dream says yes.
두 명의 선수보다 더 재밌는 경기가 오늘 나올 것 같나요? 기대해도
And
될까요?
Hyungyung is asking if there's going to be much more fun matches. You know.
주고받고 이렇게 해야 되는데 한 명이 좀 그냥 4대 0으로 이길.
Dream says it's gonna be a 4-0 tonight. You know, I don't know who it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a perfect game. You know, Life just mentioned that, you know, if he just plays comfortably, just does his thing, Life's gonna win. Let's hear it from Dream how it feels right now.
승현이랑 해서 되게 기대 많이 되고.
Well, I'm really expecting. I think it's gonna be fun that I'm going against Life tonight for the semifinals, for the finals. And you know, he mentioned the scary build.
한 경기 정도 이기고 아마 4대 1 정도.
But I think he's gonna be able to win one set, but it's gonna be 4-1 for me. I'm gonna win.
네.
So that's one set Life will be able to win.
네, 좋습니다.
Well, I think they're both really confident going into this game. So I'm really expecting it. And this was Hyungyung, Life, Dream, and Sojung.
그 두 번째 경기 지금 바로 만나보겠습니다.
We're going to highlights, guys, of these two players play. I'll see you in just a moment.
오래 남아있는다고 중요한 게 아니거든요. 연결체가 그대로 날아갔습니다. 그렇습니다.
안 됩니다. 납체!
그대로 파괴.
않는 상태에서 공원은 그냥 히드라에
그대로 앞마당에 있었던 연결체의 데미지 입혀주면서 그대로 파괴시켜버립니다. 땅굴만 뚫리겠는데요. 뚫렸죠.
앞마당이든 어디든 다른 곳에 의심할 수 있도록 불사조가 정찰을 했었어야 되는데
이승현 편대. 자, 먼저 조준혁 선수가 기다리고 있습니다. 방패가 어떨지 일단 거시 뒤쪽.
너무 세요.
하나 제거하고 조준이 아래쪽으로 쭉쭉 내려옵니다. 거기에 대한 그 공격들 막아낼 수가 없습니다.
네, 거신 떨어지게 되면 의료선과 함께 더불어
싸먹어요.
거신을 파괴했어요.
거신 파괴.
조준혁이 진짜 잘한 게 뭐냐면은요, 거신이 타겟이 뒤로 가게끔 해병이 들어갔다가 빠졌어요.
네.
그러다 보니까
It's going to be an epic second round of semifinals. We have Dream up against Life. Dream really making a name for himself again here. In Wings of Liberty, he was quite good, but in Starcraft 2, Heart of the Swarm, he hadn't really made as big of a name for himself. He hadn't made really a big splash until he played incredibly well in this tournament. He did insanely well against Solar to start things off in this very matchup. But he has to play against Life now, and this is no easy feat.
Yeah, that's kind of the biggest problem here. The 2014 World Champion, a player unrivaled by anyone else, the best Zerg in the world by far. And, you know, he's been on fire. He had a recent sort of upset, I guess, in his most recent Pro League match, losing to Byung and his mech style, but I don't think we're going to be seeing anything like that from Dream. Dream, very focused on his bio style, very good at it, as we did see him against Solar. That is probably the most memorable match we've seen from Dream in recent times. It really brought him back into the spotlight. But looks like they're talking a bit of smack in chat. I can't exactly read all the Korean that fast, but
some trash talking going on in there. I can see. I'm not going to repeat some of the things that they just said in that lobby right now, but
they're throwing shibais everywhere, man.
They're throwing some insults. This is going to be good.
No, they're having fun, man. Very, I think this should be the grand finals, in my honest opinion. These two players, they're at the top of their game right now. We did see a little bit of a stumble from Dream in his GSL group. He did lose to two Zergs, actually. Solar and one other player, it was Rogue.
Yeah.
Very uncharacteristic sort of losses by him. Maybe he was, saving a little bit for the round of 4 here today. Time will tell, essentially, but he's been on a winning streak. He's been on a tear, taking down Super in his round of 8 match, 3-0. He's looking fantastic.
Yeah, we saw that, most of the games he played were pretty close besides that one. He did beat Solar 3-1. Remember, that was the maybe second day of the StarLeague. I remember watching that live in the studio here and how awesome it was. It was a great game. Really, really enjoyed that one. He had some great Thor control, actually, with his medevacs. And he was making it look really, really easy. And ever since that day, I was like, this guy, I think, is on his way back to glory. Like, he was really, really good. Like, round of 32 Codas back in Wings of Liberty, hit that quite a few times, and it's really solid in the GSTL as well. Really good multitasking, great drop player. And I've always, in my head, in my mind, looked at this guy as a great TVZ player specifically.
Yeah. It's definitely the matchup that I look at him and I fear, because he does play it so damn well. And it was that solo match that really showed me a level of Dream I never thought was possible. And I was so impressed. As we go into the statistics once again, Wolf, let's try and play-by-play these bad boys.
Sure. All right, let's get through these. Life having a lot shorter games than Dream, as you guys can see here in general. But Life, this is all matchups, so Life has definitely played a lot of cheesy and aggressive early Ling timings and stuff in ZVZ and ZVP. We don't see him do too many all-ins in the Zerg versus Terran matchup, though.
He does like the occasional Ling Bane if he can catch the Hellions early on and find that window to just kill.
Yeah.
It definitely will come into play, I think, this match as well.
You could see both of them having actually identical set win rates at 10-3, so that's pretty impressive. Look at these recent 10 games and see the wins are in red, the losses are in blue, and the profile of the player, like how good they are, is what's listed. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense, though, because Deer has 2 bars and then has 4 bars right after that. I don't know about this one.
I don't trust it.
I'm pretty sure these graphics are just actually somebody had like the music bar open while listening to music, and they like paused it and put it up there.
I think that might be it, man. It's like the treble and stuff, like different levels, like what he's set to, and he's like, print screen, and let's print this out and throw it on the screen. And that's what we got to deal with here.
I'm pretty sure this is like actually like what Life's song was in Pro League. Like just took a picture of it.
It's like when we actually like put it into music form, it's like Taylor Swift, like I knew you were trouble or some crap. Like
exactly, man.
something. It's pretty much the same level of information we're getting from it right now.
I mean, just take a look at it. Like these are the most recent wins and losses. Don't ignore the bars and just think about the players they played against recently.
Sure.
The losses against Rogue you were talking about, Solar as well. Those stats actually finally come into play here a little bit because we were talking about those. You can see those on screen. And then the recent 4 games he played, he beat Keen in Pro League and then was able to beat Super 3-0. So those stats aren't really relevant in this matchup, though.
No, not relevant in the matchup, and not the strongest of players either. Those games were pretty much boppings. The ones we really want to look at here, as you were saying, is Solar and Rogue, where he did lose pretty convincingly, pretty brutally, and that is the matchup he is playing tonight.
Yeah, I was impressed with his recent, TVP as well. I mean, he beat Rain 2-0 as well, so that was kind of cool. Rain was a bit off that night, I feel personally, but let's take a look at the amount of races he ends up facing. If you guys look closer, you can see he's played the least amount of games actually in this matchup in these 3 tournaments alone. And I think that's actually only including his match against Solar, to be honest, because that's only 3-1. That's where he won that. But he played against a lot of GSL players since then, so these stats are not actually accurate.
Yeah, definitely not entirely accurate. Maybe a little bit out of date there. So take it for what it's worth. But yeah, his...
Yeah. Oh, this is...
this is life.
This is life, actually.
Okay,
I'm so sorry. Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah. Okay, 12-2 against Terran. Pretty much all you need to know in this matchup. And, yeah, he is playing damn good in this matchup. Just that one little upset against Byung in the most recent Pro League where I don't know if Life was just purposely playing like a greedy sort of style. Then he got caught out by the Hellbat Banshee timing. I think that could be it, actually.
It was definitely a weird game. Very uncharacteristic of Life's skill. Everybody has off days for sure. So let's take a look at Dream stats versus Zerg. So actually 7 and 6 in total. You break it all down. Not the most impressive, but I feel like when I watch Dreams play, it impresses me. It's not like if you look at the win rate. Again, like I've said this so many times in Pro League, and I've said this when I'm casting Star League as well. I don't look at stats. I'm not a big stats guy. But I've seen so much impressive, really solid TVZ games out of Dream that I do think his TVZ is quite good.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's listed as a weak matchup for him, and his Terran versus Terran is 3 and 5. That's not a huge sample size. Even the 13 games of TVZ is not that big of a sample size of games.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, it all comes down to, I think, recent results more than anything else, where the player is at more than past results and all that sort of stuff. It's really what's happened in the last few weeks that says a lot about the player. I mean, we could even take Mario for granted. Like, he had a pretty terrible run in recent times against Protoss, but he turned it on today and he looked like a whole new level.
Yeah, he really, really did. So looking at these maps, we don't have any maps that stick out as, oh, wow, that player is excellent or that player is terrible on the map. Pretty even stats for, like, every map.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic matchup after all, It's very back and forth, very kind of even. It's not the horrible maps. I mean, there are some pretty tricky ones, merry-go-round.
The best map for both of these players, if I'm not reading this wrong, is King Sejong Station. They're both 4 and 2 on the map. I think it's the best stat that we've got for either of them.
Well, that's going to be a fun map for sure.
You think Dream will go mech on that map? Like, almost everyone else doing that. I did not see a single non-mech game at the GSL qualifiers yesterday on that map.
I can't remember seeing Dream ever go mech is the one problem. I can't remember if he has or not. If he has, it's probably just one game. But he's so good at bio that does he really want to?
Yeah, he definitely does not do mech often. Like, it's very rare. I can't think of a game either, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just that that's like the meta right now. Like, literally, I probably watched like 15 TVZs on that map yesterday. They were like all mech games, like every single one. At the GSL Code A qualifiers. So.
Yeah, right. Well, we're going to be starting things off with Overgrowth anyway, which is going to be a lot of fun. And, it can have mech on this map. This is a pretty decent mech map, but I don't think we're going to see that from Dream.
I don't think so either. The map is loading, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into game number 1, Life. The best Zerg in the world, possibly the best player in the world right now against Dream. Making a comeback here in Heart of the Swarm. Let's jump into game number 1 right now.
And up here to the top right, it is the best player in the world. It is Life.
Yep. Sick player. He's got those 2 GSL champions on his shirt. Means a lot. Down to the bottom left in blue, Dream. Never a champion yet in Korea. Never found his way to a finals. Well, he's so close. The closest he's ever been.
Yep, definitely true. This is definitely by far the closest he's ever been. He could actually make it happen. He could find his way in against Life.
He seemed really confident, not only in that interview, but also like a little bit in the pregame chat. Like basically, Life was joking. I was saying they were trash talking each other pretty hard. Life was making a lot of jokes, but Dream like kind of shut him down pretty hard. And I feel like you can't take a whole lot from this, but I certainly get this feeling of he's not nervous.
Yeah.
And we have a pool first here for Life. Not too out of the ordinary for this map, and not too out of the ordinary for Lifestyle. He just wants to play safe. We have seen sometimes in the past double barracks proxy. But this is going to work out really well for Dream because he's going to go CC first.
Yeah, this could actually work out very well. I don't think that Life will actually find nearly any damage against this. You know, Life, yeah, playing safe, trying to get Lings out in the map, maybe try and dodge the Reaper if there was one, and try and delay the CC on the low ground. Instead, he's going to be a little bit behind. He's going to find out this with the Overlord, and I wonder if we're actually going to see a commitment to Lings.
You think he'll make like 6 or 8 and just really commit?
I think he'll probably make like 2 to 4. I think if he gets the Overlord there quick enough, he might just not make any. Well,
yeah, he still hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, he's going to make 2 at the very least.
Okay. This is going to be very annoying for Life, though. This is not what he expected.
Yeah. I mean, you can try to get him down there and maybe try and delay the CC for what he can. I mean, the barracks isn't finished just yet. And instead, you know, he's just
droning.
Just droning, man. He's going to try and play a little bit of catch-up. A slight disadvantage for Life, but not by far.
Going to take a 3rd hatch really early as well. That's
ooh, I like that.
It's part of the catch-up here, but a good move. I like it.
It's actually, I wouldn't even call it a catch-up. I call it, like, taking advantage of a build order. Like, it's going to be about how he goes into the mid, or, like, early to mid-game. With this, though, like, can he avoid taking any damage from Hellions or whatever Dream decides to throw his way? Because it is hard to defend, especially if you're going gasless like this, going up to 3 hatch.
Well, one thing he's got going for him is that with a very early CC like this, you don't have any Reapers out on the map, and you also don't have any Hellions very quickly. So he's going to be safe for a little while. And in fact, without that bunker finishing, he can fight this Marine with just 2 Lings.
Yeah, I like this. You know, having to pull full 4 SCVs, just a nice little bit of damage, economic damage.
You know, some people actually call Life the Zergling, as in like he is the Zergling. Like he is so good at his lane control. And as you see here, does end up warding those away. But, you know, any small advantage you can get with 50 minerals and those 2 Lings and just 1 larva, definitely worth it.
Yeah, it definitely costs more, probably around 50 minerals just to pull those 4 SCVs for that time, you know. It really adds up because the amount of times they go back and forth, in that period of time he was chasing 2 Zerglings.
Yeah, if you miss 3 trips, that's already 60 minerals, you know, between all those.
Life finally putting down an extractor pretty late. Pretty late, 5:30 extractor. Gonna have very delayed.
He's actually trying to deny the mining on some of these close patches, too, on the right side.
All right, 3rd CC going down, as well as Starport. And it looks like we are going to see Hellion Banshee from this.
Do you think you'll see a commitment to Cloak?
Hard to say. I don't think so. I don't think so at all, actually. Because it's 1 gas. It's only 1 gas. So it's simply just going to be for Banshees. He's going to try bully what he can. But we are actually seeing a pretty decent amount of Queens from Life already. Let's see if he makes a few more. Making 1 extra one. So he's going to have a few on the map. Decent creep spread. Already putting down a Spine Crawler as well, which is very important. He's going to ward away these Hellions once it's finally up.
Yeah. Okay. Just going to come over here, see if he can find a drone. Good position on the Queens. And he's going to scout this starport right away. Ooh, a bit of a supply block here for just a moment.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's really going to be painful.
Really delays that Banshee.
Yeah. And every second counts with an important pressure build like this, because the longer it takes, the more Queens are out, the more time he has to get spores up and get ready.
Yeah, well, Life saw this as well, but hold on. 4 Hellions coming in.
Oh, look at this wall, though.
Oh, it's not going to be enough.
Oh, it's certainly not.
Oh, my God. 5 down in 1 shot. 7 down. This is critical damage.
This is way too much damage. 10, 12 now, and he could get even more. One more lineup would actually do so much damage. 15, 16. I feel like I'm the Count from Sesame Street right now, Moonglade. 16 drones is absolutely too much.
Absolutely too much, but I mean, he did drone hard for this time, so it's not the end of the world. He already had a third base completely saturated. It is a lot of damage, but it's not too much damage.
It's not like he can't recover, but this definitely puts a wrench in his plans. Now he has to spend a lot of larva that he wouldn't want to spend to kind of make sure he still has a drone advantage. He's making 4 spore crawlers right now to be safe, and there is that cloak commitment actually, so that's going to really pay off quite a bit. And he's going to be okay, but for Dream, this is like, wow, I would have never imagined you get that much damage done with just a small group of Hellions.
Yeah, he found that window, and that's one of the weaknesses going for kind of like the gases like this. You can suffer to like Hellion run-bys. Finally, Zergling speed has finished though, so Life will have a little bit of an extra buffer to deal with any more Hellions.
Yeah. And the armory just finished, so he can make these into Hellbats, but I don't think he'll commit to doing that. Not with all these queens, as well as tons of spine crawlers Life committed to.
Well, I think he might. I mean, it's only 3 queens. That is not enough to deal with Hellbats. We are seeing more Lings on the way, though. If he decided to, but he'd need a few more Hellions than that to really maximize the damage. He's got it there just in case, though. And no doubt he'll be using it a little bit later once he's got his bio forces up.
He's going to do it. See if he can actually find damage here. There's 5 queens at this base right now. Oh, 2 Banshees, though, catch this queen a bit off guard. He draws the queens away with the Hellbats and then finds these queens isolated away from spore crawlers. Doesn't want to overcommit, though.
Yeah,
2 Banshees can one-shot a drone. Okay, if he draws the queens away here, then maybe he could have done something at the...
Well, he just lost one, so... Not going to happen now.
No, definitely not.
4th base going down now for Life. Great timing. And, you know, great creep spread already towards that 4th base. It's nearly there. Once he gets that active tumor just a little bit further along. It's really important in this part of the game to get that creep spread to the 4th base, especially on this map, because it is a bit out there. It's to the top left, so you need to get it out there so you can defend against the following up bio Hellbat sort of movements.
Yeah, he's starting to get his Marine count up a little bit here. Trying to catch an Overlord on this high ground. We'll get it. Oh, actually, well, Overlord went too far, it looks like. He didn't have vision for a second, but didn't matter. These Lings are actually going to run into Hellions, which is never where they want to be. There's a wall set up at the 3rd base, so they can't get anything done there either. And we have a Spire on the way. Just everything is getting pretty normal, getting that Spaling speed out to help with the bio. These 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs actually, being misrallied as all the depots were raised. It's going to cost him some Lings, but I feel like the SCV is kind of worth it.
Sure. And yeah, it's going to be about a 13-minute Mutalisks, which isn't too surprising, isn't pretty normal if you're going for this kind of greedy build, going for that fast 3rd base and now a very fast 4th base. If Life can maintain the 4th base, not take any damage from this push coming up here, he's going to be in such a good position.
Dream does not have combat shields on these Marines, so they're going to die very quickly.
Oh, that Widowmine hit 16 kills on that.
Yep.
Insane.
And he could actually use that Banshee to target those slow Banelings very, very easily.
He's got to be careful with these Lings. He's going to be fighting Hellbats.
Hellbats get healed, too, and they're doing a ton of damage. This is actually a lot of damage being done here by Dream. Now he's just going to continue that push. Killing an Overlord. And going to attack the 3rd base, meanwhile, with 2 drops as well. A few Widowmines in this one. This is a lot of damage getting done here.
This is a lot of damage. I'm actually getting pretty scared about this. He's got enough Lings to deal with it now, but oh my god, another insane Widowmine hit.
And after that one, he's actually almost confident enough to stick around a little bit longer. But start to look at the supplies, and you will see that this damage is taking a toll on Life. He's actually getting Overlord drops right now. What do you feel about that?
That's a mistake.
You think so?
Yeah, that's a misclick. 100%.
Oh, that's rough, though.
Yeah, he also lost both queens in the main, which is a huge mistake. Well, not really a huge mistake, but just a lot of damage done from Dream. And Live, you know, he's kind of scrambling at this point. He's trying to get enough units out. He's making his Mutalisks 8 on the way. He's got a lot of Ling Bane, but still, that's a hell of a push coming up the top left side.
17 kills on that one Widowmine alone. This push is going to be so difficult to defend because now combat shields are ready. He's got a great position here with the Banshee at the front to start picking off some of those Banelings as well. That Widowmine is active. Oh, that's way too much damage on that. Oh, this is not looking good. Life is really going to struggle to defend this. Has a few Mutalisks out, though.
Yeah, the Muta's going to help a lot. The Bio's actually dwindling. still, it's not enough mutas to really bully them back, so he's going to have to wait for more lings. And look at that parade push. There's so many more coming. 3 mines with all this bio. It's going to be so hard for Life to deal with. The momentum definitely in Dream's favor, especially after that mine hit once again.
Exactly. These mine hits have been really good. He actually has the burrow upgrade for the mines, so they can burrow very quickly. 2-2 about to finish here for Life, but I think it's too little too late, as the 2-2 will also finish for Dream in just a moment. And he just has so much momentum here. It looks like Life starts to push some of the Bioforce, but there's just too many reinforcements.
It's not enough. 30 supply lead. Now the 4th base is under complete siege. I think it's going to go down 100%. These mutas are not going to find enough. The drones are coming in to try and help, but the mutas are getting focused down.
Manor Mules in game number 1.
That's one way to build your momentum. Get that mental edge. And GG.
GG.
He actually said GGR. That's how mad Life is.
Yeah, he immediately took his hands off the keyboard at that moment as well. And Dream takes game number 1 pretty convincingly. He did have a few lucky breaks, especially that Hellion run by.
Yep.
Did a lot of damage early on.
That's a whole mineral line worth of damage, 16 drones like that. Huge damage early on, and it gave him the momentum to go into the mid game. Life, no doubt, a little frustrated with that one, especially with those mana mules. Man, nothing boils my blood more than mana mules.
It's very, very frustrating. You know, this is a game where he just constantly had an edge. And eventually just pushed through. Life just did not have enough. This coach was like, hey, stop with the mana mules.
Yeah, hey, man.
That was great, but that was a bit much.
That was pretty BM, dude. He's like, yeah, I know, man.
Well, you know, the funny thing is now these two players are, in a sense, rivals as well because they're on rivaling teams, which just recently became the case. They don't have like a long history of being rivals, but keep that in mind. This is tense. Like, everything about this is tense right now. I feel like the Manor Mules just added